picked this anchor up a couple years ago, right before I went down and fished an event on Kentucky Lake, and I wasn't quite sure how useful it would be. Everything I had heard, 6 feet or less, it works great. However, you get in that deeper water, anything over 6 foot, then it kind of becomes useless. So I'm here to tell you that that is not necessarily the case, and I have found a ton of uses for this. I actually have not found a body of water yet that I cannot use this in. This thing comes in handy pretty much everywhere, and I use it all the time. Now, I want to start off this video by saying that I am in no way sponsored by Powerpole. As a matter of fact, I do not have any sponsors whatsoever. I'll highlight some of the uses in this video, and hopefully you'll be able to take something away from this video. So the first way that I use this anchor is when I am getting to a ramp, offloading all my stuff, and I've got to go park my truck. I will actually, depending upon the wind and how it's blowing into the ramp, I will drop the anchor down and just have it stay put so the stern portion of my kayak isn't blowing around and getting in other people's way or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and put it down there. The next way that I like to use the anchor is when I'm measuring a fish. I like to put the anchor down while I get my camera ready, my board ready, and when I'm actually taking a picture of the fish, especially if it's windy.
That might be big bass.
One of the most common ways to use the anchor, as you can see in this video, is when you are anchored down and fishing a specific piece of cover. In this instance, I am actually fishing a laydown that is in the water, and I was actually able to position my kayak and not worry about the wind moving me off of my spot and make accurate casts log that was in the water. Sometimes I'll also, depending upon the wind, I will run my XI3 off the front as well and kind of point it in a direction that I want it to go, turn on the heading lock while I have the anchor down, and then that kind of keeps me positioned how I need to fish a specific piece of cover. The next way that I use the micro anchor, I don't think a lot of people use for this specific purpose, but anytime that I'm in deeper water, anything over 6 foot or really probably 8 foot, I will drop the anchor down. I can adjust how much drag I want, but that when I drop the spike down in the water, it's going to create some drag, and it'll keep the stern of my kayak towards the back, and especially if the wind's at my back and blowing me forward. This next clip, as you can see, it's slowing me down just enough to where I can make accurate casts and make more casts up along the bank of this dam here. Just enough drag to keep my back up and slow me down. And I can work this square bill along this bank now. You can see it slowed me down enough to where I don't have to keep my trolling motor on high or super fast. So I'll go ahead and discuss the key fob here. The key fob I actually have attached to my life jacket. I can change it between my regular Chinook life jacket, or I can move it over to my inflatable depending on what type of water I'm fishing, whatever life jacket I decide to wear that day. It's really handy to have it this close. This is usually what I'll use when I am fighting a fish or need to drop it really quick. Since it's so close to my hands already, I can just drop the anchor down fairly quickly. I also have my switch set up on the H-rail itself. It's on a little mounting plate. So when you buy the Powerpole, it comes with both a surface mount switch and then also a switch that you can add to like your life jacket like I do. So you'll have both options. I actually have both of them ready to go at any given time. And the one on my H-rail, I can reach that one fairly easily when I'm sitting down in my seat, obviously, and I can raise and lower from there. This is one of my favorite kayak accessories. It is probably the most versatile. I use this thing all the time. I have not found a body of water yet that I haven't found a use for this, whether it be in a deeper clear lake or shallow grass lake or even the river. So in conclusion here, there's a lot of pros with having this Powerpole micro anchor. And I haven't talked about any of the cons to having one. So there are a couple cons, namely, you've got to figure out some way to power this thing. I do run the battery on this one. It's a little pricey, but it also comes with a power cord that you can run to an external battery as long as it's 12 volts. I would not hook this up to a yak power because I do not believe that it'll be able to handle the amp draw that the micro anchor is going to require. Another con to this is anytime you're going under bridges or any low structure, low hanging limbs or anything like that, you're going to have to put the spike down or at least a little bit to get underneath that. That's definitely a drawback. I know a lot of people on the river don't like to have stuff sticking up out of the back for that very reason. I haven't had any issues with it. It's never bothered me. I don't go under enough low hanging limbs or under bridges enough to be that big of an inconvenience for me. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. Well, there you have it. That's the Powerpole micro anchor and how I use it to fish. And so yeah, if you have any questions, any tips even, are there any other ways that you use your micro anchor? I'd love to hear it. Let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching and catch you out on the water.